Hi, I'm Ida, and who want to go with me to read the books? Come on, let's go. The book that we are reading today is Oh, If I Only. Oh, if only. You say if only. All right, this is it. If only. Oh, if only. If only I had stayed home that day. What's his name? Uh, Okay, if only I hadn't met that dog. If only I hadn't had that ball. If only he didn't want to play. If only I was better at soccer and hadn't tried to show off. If only the ball hadn't it bounced down the hill. And if only the dog hadn't chased after it and frightened the old lady's cat, who frightened the birds. Who poked the horses, and who wrecked the big parade. And ruined the queen's birthday. And if only the dog hadn't it continues to chase the ball. The dog, there is a dog. Okay, let me read it first and I explain. That's just only running out there. Through the palace and out again, squeaking the carpets and knocking over the birthday cake and the lots of fancy stuff. And a lot of fancy stuff. Oh, and if only he hadn't brought the ball back to me. Oh, if only I had stayed home that day. I I wouldn't be the most embarrassed person in the whole wide world. Okay, if I had stayed at home that day. But I would never have met things great dog. Okay. There is a something. Big things have very small beginning. Oh, if only I had stayed home that day. If only I hadn't met that dog. If only I hadn't want to play. And so begins a remarkable, funny change of event as one young boy and a dog unwittingly unleash the greatest havoc imaginable. There is there far away there is a little boy. He's playing his ball. When he keep throwing away his balls, that there is a dog near him. So the dog, he keep playing with the dog until the ball roll down, down the hill, down. So the dog chased the balls and keep chasing them and chasing them. And and then they play, they have a good time, they're kicking the ball, the kid kicking the balls, and the dog keep bringing the ball to the boy. They play together, then having fun on the field. In the field. So the little boy kicked the ball too hard, and the ball way dropped into the up downhill. And so the dog chased it, and there's an old lady. There's an old lady. There's an old lady walking with her 4 cats. But the dog interrupt them, so the cat run because they're scared with the dog. So the bird flying, flying the bird up the sky because they are surprised and scared with the dog. So the cat run fast until hit another cat, hit another bird. They're running down the hill, down, and the bird fly. Then the bird says the bird, and there is until they go down to the hill, and there is a big parade because the queen's birthday. So the horse scared with the dog. The dog keep chasing the ball and the kicking, the running. Then the person who has the parade, they pull off in the back of the horse. And then but the ball didn't never stop there. It kept rolling until the dog hit the carriage and ran away the queen's and ruined the queen's birthday. So they trying to kill the dog. They're chasing them now. They're angry because the dog ruined the queen's birthday. So they're chasing with they got sword, and they trying to kill the dog. But the dog is so fast, and then I just passed through to the old servants in the castle. And then all the servants chasing the dog, and everyone chasing the dog, but the dog still chasing the ball. The ball don't get stopped until way, and then the parade, and then the dog finally catch the ball, and he bring it to the little boy that he play with him. So the people on the castle is so angry because they ruined the queen's birthday. The boy is so afraid because he can get in trouble now. And then the boy, they put him in the news. So the mothers, brother, grandma, sister, brothers, he saw him on the TV. Oh, they're watching, and then he say, oh, I won't be the most embarrassed person in the world. Say the boy, he he cry out and embarrassed. His face turned into red, and then he say, I wish I stay home so I don't get in trouble. Okay, but then the dog felt sorry to him because he got punished. But if I stay home, he said, he's the boy. If I stay home, I never met a great dog. They're happy together and they still playing the balls. So here we go. And okay, we're done with this. So which one there's another gonna use? Oh, let me get the punia. I thought Punia is a little girl, but he's not a little girl, he's a little boy because the name was like Punia. It sounds like a girl. So let me get the Punia. I will continue this Punia, okay? Because last time we don't finish it. Okay. Okay, we're what page we are? This right here. Okay. Punia. Remember, Punia is a little boy. His father got eaten by the big, mean shark. Okay, they have a big, mean shark, and he made a skit. What do you got? He made a the what is this? Punya took his father, Papa, he-in-law from the canoe. He oiled the wooden surfboard. He had make a drawing a ugly shark in the surfboard. Right here, surfboard. So it is ugly, that as ugly as the shark. The shark got the ugly and they eat you. They eat you when you are not. You are going to the water with a lot of shark. Okay. Okay. Ponya canoe house. He oiled the wooden surfboard black with cuckoo nuts. Then on the underside, he painted two blazing red eyes and a cruel mouth. Laid the board in the sun to dry. Later board into he set of offshore the sea. The board was heavy and long, and Ponya struggled, lugging and tugging his way down to the grassy path. But at last he reached the shore. Ponya gazed into the deeps. The shark were fast asleep. He paced 100 steps up the beach away from the lobster cave. Then he waded into the water, eased himself onto the board, and paddled swift but quiet out to the distant waves. He caught the largest one and leapt to his feet, balancing with arms outstretched like the wings of a soaring bird. As the wave carried him closer to the lobster's cave, Ponya cried in a booming voice, I am Manu, God, sharks, all who are loyal shall bow before me. That's what the Ponya did Ponya trying to trick the sharks. You see, I am Manu, God. I am Manu, God of sharks. All who are loyal shall bow before me, he said. He said that. Punya said that to the while he's coming to the shark. Now, now the king and his followers awoke and gazed up. A long shadow with blazing red eyes and a crow mouth was passing overhead. It is Manu, cried the king of sharks. Bow down, I come. I command you. Instantly, each shark pointed its nose into the sandy bottom of the sea. So, the king shark saw the surfboard that Ponya made. But Ponya, he just trying to trick the shark. The shark, that mean the king shark. So the Manu god is the shark god, according to this book. So then all the shark bowed down into the deep ocean because they think the shark god is passing through. So, but it didn't know just only a surfboard that Ponya trying to trick the shark, the mean shark, and then the mean shark. There's so many teeth in there. Okay, I can translate this in the Karaya so you guys listen. Okay, let me read it for English first. When Ponya heard this, he began swimming faster, thrashing through the surf. The sharks saw him and gave chase, but Ponya was too quick. He found the surfboard and waded against a rock and still clutching the lobster and scrambled atop it as the king mouth almost closed around the boy's foot. A wave caught the board and pushed Ponya safely into the shore. Trick again, the king of shark raged. How can this be? You say. So the king of shark, he wondered how come he got bit overstrict by the little boy, the Ponya that they ate the fathers. So here we go. Ponya laughed and said, oh, excuse me, oh, it was the shark with the crook fin who told me what to do. Traitors, the king shouted, his tail swishing in anger. I'm surrounded by traitors. As punishment, I banish you all from this cave forever. With these words, the king nipped the tails of the shark. He rolled and chased them out to sea. When Ponya whistled home with his lobster, that night only the king of shark remained on the place. There is no one left to betray me. The king thought, tomorrow I will not leave the mouth of this cave, no matter what I heard, no matter what I see. Then when Punya dives into the water, I shall eat him as I eat his father. You see, the shark say, ah, I am going to eat him as just like the way I eat his father. You little boy, I eat you. You tricked me so many times, say the king shark. Okay. Early the next morning, before the sun crept up, Ponya's mother watched as he set off to the cleft with several kappa clothes rolled under his arm. You are clever, my son, she said, but beware, 3 times you have angered the king. He feels no fear, only the wrath of the volcanoes could frighten him now. Ponya smiled for already he had another plan. Working quietly while the king slept, Ponya unrolled several kappa along the cleft edge. Next, he gathered as many stones as he could find and peeled them to top of the clothes. Finally, he built a fire using strict. He ate hot coal among the rocks. Then he shouted, "Flee, flee for your life! The volcanoes erupt." With that, Ponya lifted the edge of a kappa, dumping stone and coals into the sea. Water churns and hissed. The Shark King awoke. To find rock remaining around him, he darted away, then stopped. He ground his teeth. This is only the work of Ponya, he thought. I shall not move. Ponya dumped another clothes into the sea, then another. Flee, he cried. The volcano rocks tumbled. Water boiled and steamed. Still the king did not move. He slept as deep as the volcano is high. Ponya muttered, "Perhaps it will take the nose of one to awaken him." He glanced around them, hurried to a lava boiled, teetering on the deep edge. Okay. Then that will make a fine splash, he thought aloud. He shouted again. The volcano then with a grunt and might push. Ponya sent the boulder tumbling over the edge, but as he did so he lost his balance. He failed, snatching at the thick stalk of a banana and tree which grew out from the rocks. He dangled there above the sea, feet kicking her hair, thumping like a drum. "Oh ho!" the king of sharp called. "Who shall have the tasty dinner now?" He swam beneath Ponya and poked his snout out of the water. "You cannot hang there forever, boy. Your arms are limp as sea weeds, your fingers slippery as fish." The shark shackled then, opened his jaws and waited. Frightened, Ponya kicked again, trying to catch the foothold. To scramble up the ledge. Too late. Crack the stalk broke, still clinking to it. Ponya fell into the shark's mouth instantly. He wedged the stalk between the king's teeth to keep the massive jaws from closing. Oh, okay, dia ada stick. And then he put the stake in between with that sharp mouth right here. So open in the top, both end in the bottom and top. So the shark cannot close his mouth. The king of sharks thrashed about to trying to dislodge the stalk. He swam in the frenzied circle until Punya grew dizzy. I must get out, Punya thought, but the water around them awash, inky and deep above them, wave dashed against reef in a front of the white. If he tried to escape now, Punya feared he would drown. Then Punya remembers how easily he had fooled the shark. He had an idea. He knew it was his only chance. Okay. In a shaky voice, Punya cried, "Oh, if only the king would swim up into the breakers, I could ride safely into shore. But if he head into the cave, I am doomed for when I swim out of his mouth. He will surely bite me, and then I shall drown." The king of sharks heard this. He was very angry, and so he struck out of his. They passed the breakers and into the cave, but the water there was too shallow for him. The shark stuck in the sand, and Punya scrambled out of his mouth and carried up the beach. Okay, so okay there. "Look," Punya called to the villagers. "See who has come to visit us. He's not so fearsome now." The village crowded on the shore. The shark looked so foolish, flailing into the sun. His mouth is propped open that they began to laugh. Snap! The shark's jaws finally broke the stalk. "How dare you!" he bellowed. "How dare you laugh?" said the shark. "I am the king of shark." "No, you are the king of sand crabs," Punya replied. The villagers laughed harder. "Help me," the shark said. Growing afraid, he struggled weakly under the hot sun. "Help me, or I will die." And the shark asking Ponya, he say, "Help me, or I die." And they say, "That is what you deserve," Ponya answered. "But I will help you under one condition. You must swim far out to sea and vow never to return." "I give you my word," croaked the shark. "Help me, please." Ponya nodded. Then he asked the villagers to grab thick sticks and pull to push the shark back into the water, ever watchful of the shark's teeth. The villagers did so without a word. The farmer's king of sharks slipped quickly away. His fin disappeared at last in the distance. Okay. The villagers cheered to Punia, the new king of shark. They crowned him with the wreaths of leaves and hung many lace around his neck. Then hoist Punia to their shoulders and carried him through the village. A law was planned in his honor where maidens dance a hula which told the tale of his courageous deeds. And that night and always after, the entire village feasted on sweet, tasty lobster wherever they please. Okay, it's done. So they're having feast because they crown Punya as a king of shark because the king of shark lost the battle with Punya. So here we go. Let me translate this on Karaya so the people can understand back in the mountain in Philippines. Punya kag 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 king ng shark. Okay? Punya, gamay na lalaki, na batang lalaki, kag king ng shark. You know, shark is bagis, right? Kag hari ng bagis. Okay? Hari ng bagis, kag si Punya na lalaking bata. There we go. Sa madan